As more people get vaccinated and return to normal activities, there is still one group that is very much at the center of this pandemic. Dan Grossman has how for medical workers, normal is still very different than it was before.
For so many months, these buildings have acted as barriers.
Yeah.
Barriers between a virus and its prey.
It's really hard to connect.
Barriers between us.
And to help those family members connect to their loved one who's so sick in bed.
So sometimes I feel like I become numb to what's going on or try to block it out, but I just had, that patient's family member crying on me, and, that for the past year is what we've been dealing with.
For more than a year, this has been the reality of both doctors and nurses.
So even though things are getting better, you still are bombarded with those constant reminders.
Still have those days.
So now, as a vaccine is doing its work, we wanted to break down those barriers and just listen.
Have either of you experienced that burnout that we've heard so much of?
I think you can't help but have a little bit of that at times.
Cry.
I cry.
Yeah, and it's okay, because again, I mean, we have each other to help us. But I remember putting on my N95 mask for the first time in a couple months and just feeling my anxiety start to rise.
There's several things, or just you're sitting there and you're taking care of a patient and you remember something that's happened the past year. I just get emotional too, and it's hard not to kind of have a breakdown in a sense. But
when you can't do anything as a physician, you kind of have to take a step back and say, well, what did docs do for 2,000 years, right? What did we all do before we had antibiotics? And it was that we were there, it was that human experience of being there with someone with, caring always, even though we can't cure.
Has the vaccine changed how things operate inside the hospital?
Well, I think, yes. I think people have a far more comfort.
Oh, I think they've improved. It's just sad when we start getting more of those patients in, But I would say overall, I think things have improved, and I think in the unit, our morale has also improved.
I think we have a very special bond on our unit, and if it weren't for them, it would have been an even more difficult year.
Do you see that light at the end of the tunnel, and how does it look now compared to maybe back in December even?
The light? Yeah, I see it. I mean, I see it as 70% or so more, hopefully more, getting vaccinated.
I guess I do see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It might just be a ways off.
It's getting better, and it will continue to get better.
We're hopeful, and I think vaccines are going to take us to that next stage of normalcy, which I think we all hope for. And as James said, having those conversations is crucial, and we'll get there.
More to come on the race. Stick with us.